Hi, Scorpio. It's Jeffrey, your fellow Scorpion. This is your reading for 2025. So the message is adjustment for all. We're good at that. I'm good at that. That's for sure. All right. So I'm having a sale. My birthday is the 7th. Today's the 5th. I'm going to put these out on the 5th. I'm going through everything. Focus. And 12 videos today, plus a class, plus actually two classes. Um, So I do 12 cards. And but if you do a one-on-one, it'll be more involved. Anyway, that is that. And so take advantage of it. And I always look forward to this because this is kind of my reading, Because you can't really repeat yourself. You think you can, but yeah. All right. So that's the story. Adjustment. I'm in a good mood. One, whoops, two, three, four. And I was thinking to myself, it's like, well, let me just pull 12 really good cards and, see what happens. All right. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're really good, actually. Okay. But I'm kind of an optimistic reader anyway. All right. I want to put them all right side up, and then we're going to get to it. So if I do a 12-month reading for you, I do clarifiers on specific months. Like, it's like, I don't really understand what that is. Okay. Let me show you the cards. So readings are on sale. Art is on sale through my birthday, like midnight, East Coast, 11 o'clock. I'm in Central now. We just switched. I was in Mountain last week. I didn't move, but I'm in Central now. It's very strange. All right, because we don't do the clocks. I'm in Mexico. January, December. All right. I mean, we begin with the card, one of the cards of Scorpio. This is the mother. This is the empath of the deck. She is the empath. She's not the witch, but she's the empath. And that's what, the water signs are. There's this energy of deep compassion, of comfort, of love, of kindness, of motherliness. And the way I read cards is generally like this is the energy of ourselves. So this is really about mothering oneself, about being kind, about being nurturing, about being loving, about being understanding, about listening. That's the energy. And then this morning, I don't have it, but I have this new um, ritual that I do. Past, I don't know, month, give or take, a little less. What does my soul have to say? What does my soul have to tell me today? And it was very clear about this deep self love, deep, like loving the parts of yourself that you don't allow to be loved, like this really deep, profound, um, I love you if you lie. I love you if you did something mean. I love you for your mistakes, with your mistakes. I love you. Like that kind of energy was coming through, which is really lovely. Okay, that's January. February, we had the best card in the deck. Thank God. This is about clarity, being in the nourishment of the sun, freedom, joy, optimism, growth. And I think it stems out of this because it has to tell a story, doesn't it? March, taking full responsibility. This is the king that takes full responsibility. He takes responsibility for the things he didn't do right. He takes responsibility for things he got right, and he owns it. He owns himself. He owns his action. He owns his thoughts and his decisions completely, like completely, unafraid. Because this is Judah. Judah, he's unafraid to say, "I was wrong." He's unafraid to say, "I was wrong, and this is how we're going to fix it. This is how We're going to take a different angle, or this is how we're going to go back in and figure it out. I really like him. April. April is really about celebration and joy and creative inspiration and community and lovely. May. I sneak and I look at the other cards. It's like, oh, that's what's coming. This card has come up a lot. This card of Virgo. This is really it's about being by yourself, like really completely being by yourself, and a sense of almost in the dark, right? Not in a bad way. We're not afraid of the dark. And really searching inside yourself and like your own light, your own inspiration, your own calling, your own beckoning and following it. And not about like, what do you think? What do you think? None of that. It's really a very solo journey. That's very much, very, very, very much a solo journey. That's May. June. Going on a new path that you don't really know, like being enchanted by it, like following your intuition completely, like completely. Someone says you want to go to this place, it's like, yeah, sounds good. Yeah, you want to go in a new direction. Okay, yeah, sounds good. My instinct says to do it, and I'm going to do it. That's the thing. It's a good thing I have some Virgo because it gives me some mental, but it all comes down to how I feel. Like everything I do, it all comes down to how I feel. And most times it's a good thing. Sometimes it's like, but it's like, where am I going to end up? So it's okay. That's June. July. You know what I'm getting from this one today? I'm going to tell you. Sometimes the good is the enemy of the best. Sometimes I feel with this card, there's something offered, but there's a string attached. And it's like, no, no. I was watching some musician last night. I just like a little bit of it with Dan Rather, interviewing them. And he was famous, I think rock and roll, but I like it wasn't my genre. So I didn't really know who it was, but I knew he was famous because and he had some really interesting things to say. And he was real rock and roll. He wasn't apologizing. He was wearing like eyeliner and like a bandana on his head. And, because, sometimes they show up for an interview and they dress a little. It's like, no, this is who I am. And he was talking about how him and his band were very lucky because they owned the rights to their own music. And in a very compassionate way, he was saying how, like, a lot of musicians get into the music industry and then, they have talent and they get signed and they get screwed. And he wasn't like saying, oh, well, I'm smarter. It's like, I was just lucky, me and the guys in the band, we kind of had our heads on straight and we did it as a group. And he goes, but you're so starry-eyed sometimes that it's like, oh, wait, you're going to make me famous, which is what I've always wanted. Yeah. But I only make, a penny on each song sold, because that has happened quite a lot. Prince warned everyone about it. And it feels like that. You're going to be able to see that because I think you can be able to see it because you have the sun, which is clear. You have the responsibility. You have the hermit who's here. I mean, the moon could be a little illusory, but all the rest of them, it's like, no, if it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. So I feel like sometimes like the universe offers us something like to say, okay, it's sort of like that energy of this or something better. And I feel that's what it feels like. It feels like something might be offered. It's like, but maybe it's not, maybe saying no to something that's not exactly what you want is really saying yes to what it is you want. Okay, that's July. August. Oh, and I have two aces, which is good. Aces are about beginnings. Yeah. August, I have like a new revelation, you know what? I heard new identity. Grow my hair all long, girl. Instead of Mexico, I'm gonna have like skulls attached and stuff, Um, a new revelation is what I'm getting. New revelation, new identity, new focus. Okay. This is kind of the only weird card. It's a five, though. So the thing about this fives are every fives are the weirdos because they're right in the middle. You can go back, you can go forth, and it's really about a perspective of how you see and look at things and how you feel things. And, this is really the card of loss of grief. Um, and it's this choice as to whether it being like, oh, what I've lost, what didn't happen, the people who died, the opportunities missed, the stuff that's spilled, that, right? And, when something upsetting or a loss happens emotionally, whatever level, it hurts. And it makes you sad. It makes you, I don't know, depressed. Okay. And there's a time to feel that, and then there's a time to move on, right? And I feel like you're going to be able to see it for what it is, feel it for what it is, let it go down the river, and then turn around and say, this is what I still got, and this is what I'm going to use, right? Because not all is lost here. Not all is lost, right? Maybe a lot has been lost. But, the more the longer I live, I've been through a lot of stuff, like a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, like, like everybody. And, what I find one of the most, I don't know, boring things is somebody who's like still living in the past. They're still living in, oh, well, I had a business and I lost it. I had a business and I lost it. Oh, I had an apartment and I lost it. I had an apartment and I lost it. Um, oh, I had a relationship and I lost it. Oh, it's kind of dull. It's like, well, what are you doing now? You know, but I'm defined by my loss. Are you? Well, that's something to look at. We all have loss. We all have scars. We all have, problems, obstacles, challenges. But if I keep on staring at it, that's all I'm going to see. But if I say, okay, felt that, and the thing is, like he's wearing a fabulous cape, so he could turn around in very dramatic fashion. Hopefully, the wind will act up too, and pick up the cups. October, November is. I'm looking toward new possibilities. I'm looking toward new creative outlets. I'm looking toward maybe a different place, or it's the international card. So the way I read this, it's like, oh, well, you're going to take a trip over the sea. It's like, maybe. But the thing with this one is, it's like, I live in Mexico, but I spent most of my life in the United States. So I have like an American kind of way of looking at things. And, maybe like I'm not going to open a business here, but if I decided to, it's like I could do so. I want to do something that makes sense in Mexico, but in my own American passion, or bring in, you see, that's what that card is about. It's like, opening up to different cultures, to different ideas, to different ways of looking at things, to different opportunities, to different perspectives. That's what it's about. That's November. And then have another ace. So there's like beginnings going on here. And this is, I mean, the ace of love, the ace of intuition, the ace of healing, the ace of opportunity, a gift, a blessing, a beginning. That's real nice. I'm telling you, this is the only weird card I got, and it's a 5, so it could change. And then I have the lovely 6 of Pentacles. Sixes are about I was going to say Pennsylvania. What? Sixes are about perseverance. This is about being in a community where equal amounts are given and taken. This is about receiving a gift and then letting it flow through you and offering somebody else a gift. Because it's like, in one moment you're this one, and another moment you're that one. It's like, who am I in this story? You're all 3 of them. And there's a balance. And it's really about having your arms open. I always see that almost like the famous statue of Christ in Rio, having the arms open. And the arm open are open to embrace, but they're also open to receive, right? To embrace and receive, and they're open to hug. They're open. It's like that. That's how I always understand that card. So it's a really nice reading. It's a really nice reading. Really nice. I have the empath here. I have the responsibility here. I have the sun and the moon, which is really interesting. So there's going to be an illumination of the dark and the light, which, we love. And like, thank you, but no thank you, which is really a state of power. Opportunities, balance. Oh, I have 2 threes too. Creativity. So beginnings and creativity, right? I have 2 aces and 2 threes, beginnings and creativity. I have the hermit. I have good cards here. So it's going to be a fantastic year. Yeah. All right. If you want a reading or energy clearing, etc., let me know. And sail until the 7th. I would tell you how old I usually tell everyone how old I am anyway, but now you have to watch every other video until I say the number, because I want to keep it mysterious. All right. See you soon. And I figured people would want to be like have a little distraction from, watching the election all day. So I figured this would be a good day to do it. So I'm doing it. And I have 1, 2, like 11 left, I guess. So blessings or 4 left. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Okay, I did 8. Blessings. 5. Have a lovely year. Let's have a really great year this year. Let's have a really great year. Because this adjustment, this, everything going on in the outside world, we're really good at it. We're really good at it. It's like, okay, yeah, there was some loss. I'll grow out of that too. So we're set up for it. No te preocupes. Don't worry.